Tom, Charlie, Will, thanks for joining us.
You're welcome.
Thank you. Thanks for having us.
But first, who are these people and why should you spend the next 40 minutes listening to this podcast? On the 26th of February, Rory Sutherland goes on a podcast and shares...
My idea is you only serve flat whites, you make them in advance, people pick one up, they tap with their card, they pay, they go off. And if you ask for anything other than the flat white, the answer is in the name.
248 days later, Charlie Hurst posts on LinkedIn with his visual concept of the brand. About a month later, Tom reaches out. They do a lot of posting on socials, then ask the impossible hop on board, and a hell of a lot of work later, it leads us to the day of the pop-up. And now it's been a week since the pop-up. How are we all feeling?
Knackered.
Yeah, still tired.
Yeah, still like... It's so weird because the day was... It went so fast, so it's really hard to remember, but we've edited so many things now that we've probably relived it about 50 times, I would say, Tom.
Oh, yeah, watching the footage back, I watched some of the conversations I had, and I was like, I'm so tired. I must be coming across a prick to people.
If anyone was offended by Tom, he was like sleep deprived, really.
Yeah, I think we all were.
Yeah.
I can imagine.
What time did you start staying up? Was it like...
Well, we set up the night before. So we went in at 7 p.m. and we were done by 11. But then, obviously, when you finished at 11, you've got to get back and people would be messaging you. Yeah. So we're probably asleep by 1ish, and then we were up at 4 so we could take delivery of the milk.
Yeah, the milk came.
Lucia.
Yeah. Well, you were up for 5.
I was up for 5, yeah.
You eager beaver, what are you doing up at 5? You could have come whenever.
I had to get the start. It's more of an authentic story then, you know. Get the start to the
I
end.
wanted to see the start as well. Yeah. It was good.
You didn't see the set? Were you there for
I didn't see the set. No,
No.
I missed out on the set. We had a bit of a merch mishap, let's call it. So I had to drive down in the end.
Yeah,
but
maybe the
you know,
merch here,
these
maybe.
are the stresses of doing a pop-up.
What was the merch mishap?
I don't know. It's basically just like some misprints and like it's one of those where it was so because we changed the location. And it was 8 days to go. It was a thing of like, okay, we've changed location. I mean, going from Russell Square to Tottenham Court Road, get it right. It's a real big scale. Like coffee, we had to sort out. We had to roast more beans. Yeah. We had to get way more merchandise. So it was a lot of stress those 8 days. I don't think you slept, did you, Will? Really?
Not really. No. I think because we changed the venues 8 days out because it was gaining momentum. I think the week before the pop up, we hit the 10,000 followers on Instagram. I think it was. Yeah. And it was just. What we don't want to do is be a failure and no one show up. But likewise, we didn't want to do a pop-up and loads of people show up and we've got no coffee to serve. Because if you do one thing and you do it really well, and that's what we say, you don't want to run out of the stuff.
Of all the things that could have gone wrong, though, that was probably the best thing to have gone wrong.
Yeah, you don't want a screen to fall on someone and then someone goes, oh, these flat whites are shit. You don't want that. So a little merch mishap was okay.
But we got it sorted, didn't we?
Yeah, and we sold loads of merch. Like people were really happy with the quality of stuff.
Yeah.
So
well, that's the thing is we want to we don't want to say we do things really well and then do really poor merch or really bad coffee.
You're just there going, bloody Fruit of the Loom. What the fuck's this?
There's nothing wrong with Fruit of the Loom.
Yeah, well, I mean, if they want to sponsor us, absolutely no problem. We'll take it. But
yeah. So yeah, it was a fast-paced 8 days from when we changed.
I can imagine.
Because like what we've been trying to do is build this brand and build momentum. But at a certain point, the momentum not that we had control over it, but it spirals and it grows bigger and it grows faster. And then with that, you've got to meet the demand. Yeah. So 8 days out, we upped our own expectations, found a bigger venue, a better venue, and then with that comes all the due diligence and feasibility you need to do, which is how do you get people into the space? Charlie spent how many sleepless nights getting content for those screens?
Must have been at least it was like a couple of 2 a.m. like get to bed and your wife's there going, so do I just not see you anymore? Is that just how that works?
Not for that week, no.
Yeah, not for that week, but again, it's one of those things where it's like you want to do the best you can. You've got that big space, you've got those massive screens at Outranet. You want to make sure there's some good content coming on there. So
that's the reason why we upgraded the venue was that we realised that people want to hang out. They're not just going to grab a coffee and go. We sort of moved beyond the let's test the experiment and see if people can grab and go as quickly as possible to create a space that people want to hang out in and enjoy themselves. And they're going to want to meet us and they're going to want to talk about it. And then people who do podcasts are going to come down and film us. And that it needs to be more than just coffee.
Yeah, people love this. People love this brand, and they just want to be in the space and just meet me and Tom. Probably more Tom, to be honest. Mr. Viral over there.
Well, the day before I was thinking, what if people don't come? But then it turned out loads of people came, so it was great. I think I had a queue of 3 people at one point. I don't know about you.
Oh, listen, all right.
That wasn't supposed to brag.
Humble brag.
How many people did you?
The videos I saw.
I spoke to a few people. I was stood next to Tom a few times, and he didn't intro me, and I was like, "Hi, I'm also."
I now have realization that I do that.
Yeah,
I was too busy doing production.
Yeah, Will was actually running the thing, and Lucia was like doing the organisation and having the proper business meetings.
3 tons of milk into the venue. Yeah.
So when we upgraded from one venue to the next, it was I didn't really think it was going to be much of an issue because like the productions that Will and Lucia do, it was like, I know that they can handle it. And given that we had Fireheart as well, who was doing the coffee, it's just a bit more for them. It's like there was no real worry. And obviously Charlie was going to take care of all the graphics, so I just sat there and thought, oh, great.
What did you do, Tom? You just did the videos of going, we've moved locations.
That was very key.
Yeah, it was. It got people there, and you know what? Without, again, this sort of all originates from this idea of going viral and having great posts that sort of run out there. But that's down to Tom and his content, 100%.
I couldn't have gone viral without your brand.
Oh, stop it! Let's just stop tossing each other off and let's get on with it.
Like, what other roles? So you do all the content. How do you balance what everyone does in this relationship?
Well, luckily Will and Lucia do all of it pretty much.
Yeah, pretty much. Well, no, it's kind of how it all started was kind of. I don't want to say organic, because that sounds really wanky, but...
Well, we can give the whole...
we can give the spiel.
Should we give the spiel?
Yeah, go on.
The original idea of Flat White or Fuck Off came from Rory Sutherland, and the Jamie Lamb podcast is probably the most biggest podcast
that
it was on.
The moment I think it went big.
Yeah, but basically what he's doing is he's using it as an example of way of a place that does one thing and sort of alienates an audience and really focuses on one thing, but does it really well. The opposite of a good idea is another good idea, is what he always says when it comes to this idea. And I was sat there sort of on the train to my agency job that I had at the time. And I just thought, that's a really great brief. Why has no one done that? And I looked online and, people had whispered about it and this, that and the other. But basically I was like, well, that's a great brief. Something to do in between jobs, because I basically quit my job and went freelance full time to do my own thing. And it was just in between jobs. I'd play around with it, play with the tone of voice, play with the graphics. I only did one iteration. There's no other concept that got done for Flat White or Fuck Off. I basically heard the words Flat White or Fuck Off and saw this straight away. And that got the intrigue of Mr. Tom Noble, I believe.
It did. So it went viral on LinkedIn. And I can't remember whether I was connected to you before or someone posted it. And I don't know how I saw it. But then I just messaged you and said, well, that's cool. Do you want to do it? Because I was at the time looking to do some content creating, and I build businesses as a job anyway. So I thought I want to do something in the physical world. And then Charlie said, yeah, only if we can get Rory's permission.
Yeah, I gave you a challenge. I was like, if this kid can get Mr. Sutherland's permission, I was like, he's not going to fucking get it. And then 7 hours later...
We got it.
Yeah.
I did that because I thought that... I've seen people do campaigns like this in the past where they're trying to reach out to someone and it goes viral. And I thought if it does, it could go viral. We reach him. It doesn't. It just fades out into obscurity and no one knows. So there's really pretty low risk. And then within 7 hours, someone got in touch. Or he got in touch, saying, yeah. So I posted it on Twitter, or X now, and it got 3 views. And then I posted it on LinkedIn and it got 4,000. And then it was one of those views on Twitter was him. Wow. And then he said, blessed. We said, can we have your blessing? Blessed.
Yeah. He blessed us, Mr. Sutherland. We owe you.
He said, go for it.
Yeah.
So was it just luck? You just tagged him and
he's quite active on Twitter.
Yeah.
It's his only channel. Yeah. So it was chances are I would get to him. I posted on LinkedIn. I posted on TikTok as well, which went viral. But it was Twitter that got to him.
The one man's attention that we needed, and it was on Twitter.
Yeah. And then he said, yeah. And then here we go.
But the thing is, without Tom's content and sort of the journey, because that's another angle that people love about this. One, the brand and the attitude and the example of the marketing. But really, as well, it's the openness of building in public, which Tom sort of brought in. And he does this for a living all the time. Businesses doing it in a physical space is a new challenge for all of us, really. But what was really interesting about that is how honest we are with people about the numbers and how we're getting on, the struggles, and all of it, no matter whether it's good, the pop-up, the highest peak we've ever had, or the lowest lows of the merch mishap, or, basically at Christmas time, our supplier for print on demand went bust. And we had orders that we still needed to fill, and that was the most stressful week of my life. But that caught the attention of Ask the Impossible. Yes. Without that, we would have never got these guys.
No, that's true. So my wife, Lucia, who's a co-owner of Ask the Impossible, we're a creative production agency. We do creative ideas and production for big brands. So we're used to working with big brands doing sort of marketing, PR stunts and all that kind of thing. And it was on TikTok. My wife, Lucia, saw one of Tom's videos talking about how Charlie and I are going to build this big brand in public. We'd, of course, seen the Rory interview as well, and we thought it was a great idea, but obviously we did absolutely nothing about it like everyone else. But Lucia saw something in this. We're building in public. It's a really interesting proposition. And she just reached out and said, we do production. Do you want a hand? Because that's what we do. And that was just a happy coincidence, the happy marriage where...
And we said, yes, please.
And you said, please.
Well, she reached out and said, hi, Tom. And if you don't know anything about TikTok, it doesn't let you send more than one message. So when you said hi Tom and sent it, it just said hi Tom.
Yeah, she was going to follow up with a
So
second
everyone
message.
at home,
Yeah.
if you want to get in touch with Tom, just put hi Tom. Everybody,
what
do it right now whilst you're watching.
can't stand
I've reached out to
messages.
so many people
Yeah.
on TikTok, and you think you're going to send a nice long
Yeah.
message, press hi, and that's it.
That's it. Boom,
it.
done.
Hi.
That's
I
it.
can't stand
That's it.
ambiguity, so I was like,
He
well,
must-
I
he must
want to
know.
know what
He
it
must
would
know
be.
what they want.
And then it turned out she said, "Oh, we got a pop up we're doing for Grey Goose," and it was quite
Yes.
close. So I just went and said hello. I was in London at the time. I just went and said hello, and then saw it, and then called Charlie and said, "Yeah, we got to probably do
gotta
it."
get-
So
gotta
weirdly,
get these
just
guys.
around the corner from Outernet, which is where we ended up, we were doing a pop-up restaurant for Grey Goose in December, which is the first time we met Tom. And it was a kind of a good introduction to, this is what we do, this is the kind of stuff we build. It was a completely blank space, and for 3 days we'd opened up as a chip shop, serving martinis and chips, like a fish and chip shop, but with tiny fish and large portions of chips. And we just said, look, we can pretty much do anything. Do you want a hand? And the boys said,
And
absolutely,
thank
yeah.
God we said yes.
Well,
No, imagine if he said
yeah,
no.
well-
We'd still be there. We'd still be there just with a table.
No, but the
don't
funny
know
thing
what
was
we'd do,
is
yeah.
that you were only a week or two out from the original pop-up.
Yeah, 'cause
day.
it was the 17th of December, wasn't it? The
Yeah.
original one that we were
and
going to
we
do.
said, look, give yourselves a bit more time, because like you don't need more budget, you just need more time sometimes. So we said, look, push it back to January, and we'll be able to do even more for you, because then we could, rather than repurposing the unit we had at Russell Square, we could build something, but you need more time. And then with the build comes more this, that, and the other. So
It's just a snowball. It just keeps going.
yeah.
You just, and Will would go, "It's fine, don't worry, it's happening." And I'm like, "This is fucking massive. This is going on forever," which is great. And I mean, what a privileged situation we are to be in to put something on the internet. Because how many people put ideas every day, and everyone goes, "Okay, don't give a fuck." What on to the
And
next?
the fact we don't. This is the third time we've all met each other.
In real life, yeah,
Really?
third time we met each other. I can touch these
I thought you
boys.
guys, thought you've known each other for years.
Yeah, a lot of people say that. We actually secretly hate each other, don't we, Tom?
That's a secret. Don't
That's
say
the
that.
secret
But
sauce.
that comes back to your original question, which is how do we all do the jobs that we do? Is that Charlie started by designing the brand. So Charlie's the creative director in charge of what it looks like, what it feels like. Tom is content. So how do we talk to people? How do we share it? How do we get it out there? What is our message? And then Lucia and I, we do production. So we do the physical build. So what does it look like? What does it feel like in a physical sense?
Yeah.
So that's how we all complement. And we do crossover.
And it all fits together nicely.
We need this kind of content. or we
Speaking
need
of
this kind of
content.
design.
Oh, he's gonna film live in
ripping out
there.
the camera.
Damn,
It's all
he's
content.
Everything is content.
Tom, don't whip your camera out, God. Oh, look at that, man. Look at that.
Yeah,
I bought
it
this
is, yeah.
7 years ago, and it still goes.
He's going. He's trying to
But
get the whole
honestly,
studio in there.
everything is content. That's the whole
No,
building
we've learned
public
that this
thing.
week, isn't it? Like, you just gotta. I absolutely hate filming in public. I heard you guys do street interviews. I've been struggling.
My thing is, you don't have to do that. If you don't do what you don't want to do.
Well, Harrison wants to, so I'm not going to say
they
no.
do work.
Yeah, they do work. I was forcing him
I was
to do it.
watching Charlie do one, and I was like, I have a lot of respect for you.
Yeah, I've seen yours, Charlie. You look like a natural at it, but I'm like,
I'm just a nosy bugger. So
Was
I
that
just
the one you were telling people to fuck off?
no. That was the one. I'm guessing the
That was
coffee
really
order
good.
one where I'm like, "What's
Yeah,
your
yeah,
coffee
what's it-
order?"
yeah.
I was being way politer at first, and then Lucia was like, "Okay, but people are ignoring you. You're a northerner in London. They're probably just scared of you anyway."
Yeah.
I think you're asking for
But
directions.
the public thing's interesting because I think with the content, it started off with talking about the building public and like the logistics of it all. But like it's a funny brand and it's just got so much opportunity to just do daft stuff. So like what your coffee order, like it's literally just me on the street with a mic going, right, if someone says flat white, great, we give them a free flat white. If someone says anything else, I've got to act disgusted and walk off. We did one that was basically I had to go into different like main chain coffee shops. And I wanted to get a job as a barista, but I could only say I can make flat whites and nothing else.
Zero social.
So I'm going up to like people that are just like they're just trying to live life, they're just trying to get through life, and I'm there going, yeah. So like I've got a pod coffee machine at home, so like I've got experience. They're just like, oh, yeah, cool. Like
They're all really helpful and
they're-
really nice.
annoyingly so polite and so wonderful. And like afterwards, when we talked to them about it and said like, it's just a bit of a laugh, they were like, oh, that's funny. But yeah, just like. You've just got to put yourself out there, I think, sometimes. And that's what I'm all about. You're never going to meet these people again a lot of the time. So you can basically do whatever you want.
yeah.
I feel like a young person seeing the pop up, they instantly think expensive. Now, how much?
It fucking was.
How much did it cost, and how did you find that money?
It was ours.
It's ours, yeah.
It's yours.
Yeah,
but
it's
like,
our money.
Did you split it evenly? How did you put it in?
We came to an agreement of sort of like how we're going to finance it. So we've all put into the pop up, and again, it's come from Ask the Impossible, asking favors of people. They've got obviously all these great connections with production houses. Obviously, from a brand perspective, stuff like doing a lot of it ourselves that saved us
Oh,
massive
yeah, we made
amounts
a
of money.
massive saving.
Yeah.
It should have cost a lot more. but we put so much time.
PR
into ourselves.
alone, like we've done our own PR. Like it's literally all like we're not paid for ad space or anything like that, or a PR agency to put it out there. It's us emailing people and going like, listen, we're doing this really expensive thing. Please come. That would be great.
If we charged our time, it'd be like hundreds of thousands.
Yeah. Oh, 100%.
How much did it cost? Do you have a figure?
Yeah, 27,000.
Yeah.
Another thing about the money, it's like I want to put that stuff out there because no one would think to do that. But then that's really interesting to see from the outside, I think, in terms of the building
100%.
public. Like, yeah, we made a loss, we made a big loss, but then it's not like an isolated incident. We are doing this for something more.
It's not a loss; it's an investment.
Exactly.
Because we didn't see it ever as just one pop-up.
Yeah.
We wanted. I mean, the pop-up was the experiment to see if it worked, and it would have been an expensive experiment had it not. But
Yeah.
we wanted to test the theory because the whole idea of doing one thing, doing it really well, appealing to a specific audience rather than everybody, is really interesting. And there aren't that many brands that specialize, which on the one hand is dangerous, but on the other hand makes you the outlier, which means you can attract all the attention over here when everyone else is doing the same thing over there. So the view is that we want to do something with it, but you need to test it before you do that. So
And Tom says an interesting thing all the time of like people really appreciate effort. A wise man once said, people really appreciate effort. So he's, with his content mind on, he always goes, listen, guys, if you show that you're putting an effort into it and it looks like something that, you're really showing that you've taken the time, you've written a good script, you've got a great hook, or you're doing something massive like a pop-up, people appreciate that and people will come to it because people really value that effort. It is annoying when you do like a quick TikTok and that goes really, really well. Yeah. And then one that you've spent ages doing production on doesn't. But that's the life of TikTok.
But that's also true for the product as well. So one of Rory's things was if you do one thing, you do it really well. You've gone all in, you've invested in creating a company and a pop-up that serves one coffee. It must be the best fucking coffee you've ever had. Because why would you go all in on one thing unless it was really, really good? So yeah, people appreciate effort and they appreciate doing things with confidence and sort of single-mindedness.
On the content piece, like going viral in isolation, like on a personal account, like if someone trips up on the street, highly likely going to go viral. But that's not a branded piece of content. To go viral with branded content is hard, and to do that, you need to like work out a strategy. With the whole effort thing, there's a guy called Roberto Nixon, and he made a post about like people now in the age of AI like want to hear a story. They want to see the effort that goes into it because that you can actually get behind. Yeah. So building in public, it's a good strategy as well as like being interesting because people want to see that you're actually doing things.
But
like
also real stuff too.
Real stuff, exactly. We're actually putting time into it because with AI slop everywhere, AI videos, they do fine, but they're not actually. There's no story behind them.
Well, it's like the Apple TV recently filmed their the ident at the beginning, where it's multiple colourful apples, sort of flop towards the camera. They did that with practical effects. That was multiple pieces of colourful acrylic or glass because people can tell and people want to see that.
Take that, Netflix.
Yeah,
Fucking AI.
People want to see a real thing and they appreciate that it's a real thing. And then, as Tom says, in the world of AI slop and digital content that's just easily created and mass produced, people like a physical thing.
It's hard to tell what's AI now, or it will be hard in the future. But now you can sort of tell. And as soon as you see AI images in like a clothing shop, for example, it's a bit of a turn off now. Yeah. When you see something real,
I think there's a movement against it. Like Coca-Cola did their Christmas ad. I think it was Coca-Cola, and it was all AI generated. Yeah. People are like, fuck's sake.
People were fuming.
We love the real.
You couldn't use AI to replicate what we did. And if you did, when AI got good enough, it would cost more than the way we did it, I think. So I'm not really worried about AI taking over in that respect anyway.
How many flat whites did you sell in the end?
1,500.
1,500.
That's what we made.
Yeah.
I don't really know how many we sold.
We gave some away, didn't we?
Yeah,
we got a bit of traction. Mr. Sutherland was coming. We were like, fucking get
Did
them
you know
out.
who, did you know who was going to come along?
Yeah, we did.
really?
Yeah, we did know he was coming up. We didn't know what time he was going to come, but we knew that he was going to make an appearance. Thank God, because otherwise that would have been awkward. It's like
Rory's so generous with his time.
Yeah, of course.
We expected, we've met him twice now, and both times we expected you get 10 minutes because he's a busy guy and he's doing things, and maybe we get 5 minutes. And he was there for a good 45 minutes.
He was there for ages,
He was there for a long time.
Chatting with people and holding court and sharing his ideas, and he's really generous with his thinking and his time.
And he's exactly like he is on camera as he is in real life.
Harrison was sending me clips.
Yeah,
It's
it's
like a real
exactly
podcast.
the same.
It's
You're
like
like,
being in the podcast.
you're like, oh my God, you told not to meet your heroes, but he's exactly like he is. And also, everything's
He
a
got to meet
podcast.
us, remember?
Yeah, he got to meet us. That's true.
We made him famous.
But yeah, like every time you talk to him, it's like this is a podcast in itself.
Yeah,
Like, just talking
Harrison
to
was
him.
saying that exact thing. He was like, you just get so many stories that lead on to other stories.
I mean, he was making his coffee and he went off into a whole story.
Yeah,
I was
yeah.
thinking, it was like I was in a podcast room with him.
Yeah, it was.
There's no
It
difference.
is. I mean, I think it just comes with the nature of like he's always doing podcasts. He's always out there. And I think that's from our space, when it comes to marketing, I think he's done a great job of his own marketing as well. And he's talked about it a bit in the past of sort of, you've got to put yourself out there and you have to treat yourself almost as a brand sometimes in marketing. So that's why, you know, there's loads of marketers out there that have great ideas every day and do some great stuff for brands, but he has put himself out there and created his own. I mean, he wears the suede suit, he wears the pink jumper, like he's even got a visual identity as well. Really.
Yeah. You said that as
I
well.
said that. I said, I turned the
miss him.
corner, I saw him, and before I even saw his face, I knew it was him.
Yeah.
Straight away.
He's a hard man to miss.
He knows what he's doing.
Hard man to miss with that pink jumper, I tell you.
Did you guys know anything about coffee before you started this? Because we have a lot of young entrepreneurs that are like, I can't start that business. I don't know anything about it. Did you know anything like what actually?
The party
You're
line
Costa
is yes.
Barista trained.
I'm Costa Barista trained, so yeah,
Yeah.
like, I'm the
Expert.
professional, really.
Yeah.
No, none of us have got a coffee background. We've all got a marketing or brand or whatever.
But now we're experts.
Whatever bloody Tom
we
does.
love our coffee. I
Yeah.
mean, working in the creative industry, you can't not. That's what fuels most.
That fuels
days.
most creativity,
Yeah,
caffeine.
but in terms of making, no, it's been a big. I mean, I think part of the content is a steep learning curve for us, which is what is a flat white, how do you make it, how hard is it, what beans do you use. There's been a whole like.
Yeah, we've never
diligence.
gone like, oh, we're the experts of coffee. Like we're just not. Like there's way smarter people out there than us that know so much more.
Yeah.
We're pretty transparent about that. We did a coffee tasting day. And we brought a load of people in just to select the coffee we were going to use on the day by a panel. So we want to show that we're not trying to take all the control ourselves. Like we want.
Yeah,
the
your
experts to tell
tasting
us.
notes where it tastes like coffee, I believe, was most
And
of
milky.
yours.
Was I wrong?
No, you were right, and I think if the taste is perceived, it is there. So,
There we go.
Yeah. You had a lot of people come down and give up their time as well.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
What was it about the project that you think people gave up their time for? Like, what attracted them in?
The coffee community we found is really generous. Like people do it because they're passionate about it. And from the roasters that we work with, Fireheart, to the baristas who knew Fireheart and were kind of introduced to the project, and other roasteries that sent us beans for us to try, and minor figures who sent us oat milk. Everyone's really generous, and I get there's a commercial element to this, but also like they needn't have done it. They needn't have gone above and beyond, and it's just such a community.
I feel like it's every barista's dream to tell people to fuck off. So
yeah, the hospitality workers do fucking love that. They're
they
like,
were quite happy with that.
Mitch especially was like, I can't wait to tell the first person to fuck off. Genuinely,
We had to stop him. didn't
yeah,
Hold
we
him
had to.
back.
We're like, Mitch, you can't say fuck off to everyone that orders a flat white. That's not how this works. It's flat white or fuck off.
So we had Fireheart, and they brought down Paul, Thomas, and Toby, and they supplied the machine and then the coffee as well. And then we had Mitch, Emily, Molly.
That's it.
That's
That's it. That's everyone.
That's it.
Yeah. So
big
basically, we did
thanks to
shifts
them.
for the baristas. So Mitch was on there all day though. He did a
he
12-hour
was, yeah.
shift,
Powerhouse.
but he is mental. I think.
He said 15 coffees a day or something.
He has something ridiculous, but
20 to 15
that's what I found out
days.
about most coffee people is like they're like, oh yeah, you have 10 coffees a day. That's fucking light work, baby.
But they settle it with a pint at the end of the
Yeah,
day.
they have a pint. Apparently, that's the
Balance
trick.
them out. Yeah.
If you have loads of coffee in a day, have a pint, and it like completely levels you out. I don't know if that's safe. Don't do that at home.
We're not
I don't want to be
advocating this.
sued.
Yeah, not advocating this.
But yeah, like without these people, and I think what attracts people as well is the naughty word.
Which
But
word?
I believe the word is fuck.
white.
Flat white. Oh, that would have been a better joke. God damn it. Could we do that one again? No. Yeah, but you know the profanity, the sort of attitude towards it of sort of not taking things too seriously and just trying to make something out of it. And you know our audience is so diverse, from the people that love the business to people that love coffee and love this idea of specialty coffees like taking over the coffee world. Like there's so much choice now. Like Starbucks has 255 different items, and that's without customization. That's just like base level. And people are sick of it. People just want like a good, decent coffee, really quickly and conveniently, that's been looked after and has a great, cool brand behind it. It's a very shareable brand. Like so many people were like taking pictures of the cup, and that, from a designer's perspective, that's mental. That's what you hope for.
But I think it's taken the brand to extremes that's made it work really well, because people, creative ideas work really. When you look at the best creative campaigns ever, they're always the ones that took a really big risk, and they don't often happen because brands always try to soften it, because obviously they're guardians of this big thing, and if it goes wrong, they could lose a lot. So a lot of the time they play it safe, but the best creative campaigns are always the ones that really push the limits. And I feel like it's the brand that Charlie designed and Rory's original idea of telling people to fuck off that gave it an extra potency that's made it go further. If we just said we do flat whites, or we just called flat white, it wouldn't have done nearly got nearly.
We have nothing to. We had nothing to lose, apart from all our money.
It was really interesting when people walked past and took pictures of it from the outside and of like the menu outside, but then never came in. because they weren't about the coffee. They was like, oh, that's really cool, and took a picture of it. So that we on a feed, like we stopped the feed in a way. We stopped people like as a pattern interrupt to get to see this like logo, brand, all of it. So that was really interesting to me.
To a young entrepreneur listening, would you say be a bit more adventurous with your
fuck it, just
marketing
go
and your
for it.
branding?
Like, why the fuck
do
not?
it.
You know, start something. I mean, Tom made a great point earlier, which was basically, you know, things fade into nothingness if nothing happens from it. And I feel like, especially, there's a real change, especially with like the new film Marty Supreme. I don't know if you've seen it, but you need to go watch it because it's so good. But it's basically making tryhards cool again, which I think is so important.
That make us cool?
Yeah, we're tryhards, but we're so cool. But like, trying isn't like, there was this complete phase of like, oh, you shouldn't try that because if you get like 10 views for your first TikTok that you do and you just go, right, well, that's it, done. It's about momentum. It's about keep doing things, keep creating things.
Because this idea went viral before it was even a thing. So it's like, well, could an idea go viral and can you use the virality to then launch the product? I was thinking, if you want to build a business, make 50 TikToks, right, about starting a new business, and then just see which one goes viral. And then follow through.
Find the
That's
interest.
really
Follow the
nice.
data, as Tom
There's
says.
a guy that I can't remember his name. He starts businesses by starting a waiting list, and he sees which waiting list gets the most subscribers, and that's the one he goes with, because clearly it's almost like a mini version of virality.
Yeah.
Which is
You're just proving
attention.
customer demand really
Yeah.
before. So make sure, like, validate the idea before you actually go through and go through with it.
But then in terms of entrepreneurship, I can't recall who said it. I'm not like Rory who knows all the names. Being an entrepreneur is like jumping off a cliff and then working out how to build the aeroplane on the way down. So actually, just do it. Because
No, that's copyright. We can't use just do it. We'll get sued.
just fucking try it.
Fuck it, just do it.
There
There
you
we
go.
go.
Fuck off.
So just give it a go, because actually the one thing we found, and you know, we all run businesses, is it might start going one place, but actually you're going to end up somewhere else, because by trying you figure out where it needs to go.
Also, it costs nothing to make a TikTok. Like, just do it. You don't need the investment.
Everyone's got a phone. Everyone's got like a little mini film crew, little microphone.
Obviously the
You know,
pop-up-
obviously this is a next level.
Professional setup.
The pop-up cost a load of money, but the chain of events that started it.
Yeah, we would have never got to the size of that pop-up without just trying to do it first and see if people were interested.
I remember going to Russell Square Station at the beginning where we were going to do the event, and I got the quote through for 1,500, and I was like, well, that's quite a bit, isn't it, Charlie?
Yeah, I was like, oh, that's steep. Are we sure?
Yeah, 30 grand's a bit
How
higher.
ignorant we were.
I was gonna say how that changed.
Oh God, yeah. Oh, my
I
God.
think because
Good job it did.
because we started in one.
Yeah.
We started with one destination and we tweaked it, because as it grew, it changed.
Yeah.
And now we're
that's the
going to
nature
do
of it.
3 pop-ups.
Oh my God! Don't announce things like that. Scare me.
I was gonna say, what is next? What's the next step?
Go on, Tom.
I'm not going to say that. I don't know what I can say.
Well, we're trying to figure out what it needs
Yeah,
to be. So
that's the answer.
one thing we're discussing is we need to be true to what we are, because we do one thing, we do it really well, but at the same time, having gained the traction that we have and the attention that we've got, is a lot of people are offering things, and it's that how many opportunities do we jump on before we become, well, we're just going to do what everyone else wants us to do, and we become all things to all people, which is what we're trying to avoid. So we're trying to figure out where is best placed that's sensible but also true to who we are.
Yeah, we've had that massive momentum from the pop-up, and we've sort of gone to the world. We've gone, here we are. We're not unapologetic. This is us, flat white or fuck off. And then it's a case of, right, okay, we've done that, great, brilliant. There's some big traction going on with press and stuff, and obviously going on podcasts and all that sort of stuff. But what's happening now is we're collecting those opportunities and going, right, okay, we could go around this way or we could go down that way. And it's just really exciting because it can be multiple things. That's the thing. We sort of did, how long's it been? 3 months?
Yes.
Since we originally started doing this. And look what we've done in 3 months. We've done this massive
crazy, innit?
pop-up,
Yeah.
like it's
What's the date?
insane.
Is it the 6th? Oh, it'll be 3 months as of. Oh, it's the 5th of Feb. You posted about this 3 months ago exactly.
3 months ago. Let's do it again. 3 months ago.
And we met Tom 2 months ago.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah,
Yeah,
first time
mental.
we met. So
We like to ask all the founders we have on what was like the very, very first thing you did to actually launch the business. So if you had the idea, what was like the first step you took to make it a real thing?
The first thing I did was open Adobe Illustrator, and then so I created the brand in my spare time. So the first thing I really did was I wrote a note actually in my notes on the train on the way to my agency
What date
job.
was that?
That was August the 15th, I believe. I wrote it down
what
in
did
my
you say?
notes.
What did it say?
I put flat white or fuck off, and then put shit handwritten script, and that's all I wrote. And then I like many ideas on brands and like bits and bobs that I have in there. I just went, right, okay, put that in my notes, right, put that down. Got on with my life. November comes around, I go, I want like a project to do. You know, I want to do something. I'm a bit bored. I'm doing like jobs in between my freelance gigs. And then I looked at my notes. I was like, oh, there's the flat white or fuck off one. I remember thinking about the logo in my head. I was like, well, just go do that. Easy peasy. But that was literally the first inkling of me doing it. And it always starts with a notes in my phone. Like I've got so many.
Me, actually, when I write scripts, I script all my TikToks. I don't just do them there. And I just write down notes of what I think will be a good TikTok.
We've got to make sure that
Always
no
notes.
one steals our phone in London, because then we've lost like 10 businesses. I'll be like, no!
$1 million ideas down the drain.
Yeah, just gone, like, fuck, I can't remember what that fucking wine brand was I was going to do next.
Yeah, but I guess it's true because we this is what we kind of bonded over, is the fact our notes app is just full of notes with a million business ideas. So I guess when does a business start? It's just taking one of those notes, opening it up, and then not stopping. Because like I've had 3 ideas on the way here, and I'm sure you guys have as well. Like things we could do.
Oh, no,
on the side.
absolutely no. I was trying to
of
figure
course,
out what
yeah.
tube station to get off at. I was like, I'm so scared of
You
London.
had the Maps app.
Yeah. It's like-
Start doing something and don't stop, because it's so easy. Is kind of if you've got an entrepreneurial mindset to get distracted, because always that next idea feels a little bit more exciting.
The business technically-
like a happenstance. It's like this is the perfect time to be doing this thing, whereas actually you just got to start doing it and let it snowball
Continue
a little
with
bit.
it.
The business technically started the day we sold some merch, because that's the first revenue coming in, I would say. But before that, the concept would have started with him, with the idea. And then again, it developed a bit more when he posted it on LinkedIn. Then it developed a bit more when I put it on TikTok.
You know what we should have done? We should have asked Rory when he first thought of it. He's like, I was taking a shit and I was thinking, fuck me, I really want a fucking flat white.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Should have done, actually.
We need to ask him that. Next time we see him, we'll ask him that question for you guys.
We can just email him.
I'll ring him up
We'll
now. I've
email
got him
him
on the
now.
blower.
You're close friends
Hey up,
now,
Rory.
yeah.
How's it going, love? Yeah, it was a great success. You were there.
When is the right time to stop? So we talked about when to start, but let's say you start a business, you try to get revenue in. Let's say you can't. When do you kill it?
That is a tricky question.
If that
We'll let you know
TikTok
when we
hadn't,
get
if that TikTok, if the TikTok hadn't have gone viral, we probably wouldn't have gone.
Yeah,
viral.
Tom would have ignored me. I would have gone, Tom, are we doing that thing? No, it's really hard. I mean, everyone's got their line, haven't they, of like where they've been trying something for a while. And, I had it with agency life from personal experience of going, I was working for 6 years. I really loved my job. I loved the people that I worked with. But there was this thing in the back of my mind going, you want to do your own thing and you want to do it now rather than regret it later. So you've just got to make a call, and it's like what you said with the ledge. You've just got to jump sometimes. You have just got to go like, okay, that's not working, or that's not for me.
Yeah.
You've got to call it, and that's different for every single person. Every single person will have a different line. Some people will go to the point of bankruptcy, like 50 Cent.
Well, there's a guy called Martin Dawes that started. This was way back in the 90s. Coffee Nation, and it was what the Costa machines are these days in petrol stations, service stations. And he was in America, and he saw Starbucks on one side of the road and like 7-Eleven on the other doing really shit pour over coffee. And he thought there must be a way to bring that together where you get really nice coffee that's convenient and 24/7. And he brought it over here, and it didn't work. He got this collaboration with Nescafe. He got some sort of mediocre machines that were kind of okay, and no one bought it. Like his units in service stations, he had, I don't know, maybe like 10 of them. They weren't doing any business, and he was on the cusp of giving up. And he went into one of the service stations to say, "Look, I need to wrap this up. It's costing me loads of money." And again, it's a Rory thing. It's like the group of people you get to question those customers. You don't get to question people who didn't go in. And actually, that's a really interesting data set. So he saw a tradesman come in, walked over to the coffee bar, and then immediately U-turned. And he said, "Sorry, can I just ask you why you didn't buy a coffee?" And he went, "Well, you're serving Nescafe. I can buy a jar for £1. So why are you charging me £1.50 when I can do the same for myself at work?" So, and that was the moment that clicked for Martin. And he was about to give up, was actually, I should double the price, but make the coffee really, really good. And that was the moment he started gaining traction. And he's got this amazing book called Wake Up and Sell the Coffee, where he talks about, he was on the border of giving up this really good idea. He just hadn't quite cracked what the audience wanted until that one guy said, "Actually, we want really nice coffee and I'm willing to pay 3 times as much for it." So actually, it's as we say, it's
gotta
the
keep
learning as you
adapting,
go. And if it's not working,
Changing the product.
it's not that you give up. It's maybe you just change tack and work out what that...
Pivot a little
Yeah,
bit.
just pivot.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah, until it works.
Pivot.
Where's that from?
We can't tell people where that's from. It's copyright.
I have no clue.
Friends, are you for
I
real?
watch Friends.
Oh my
come
God!
on,
What the
this is
fuck are we
ridiculous.
doing it? Right, we're leaving. I'm not having this.
So you realise you're old when you start dropping references.
That's
to people
sad,
like
man.
that.
Not even old.
Friends, that's not old, is it?
Yeah, well,
It is slightly old,
These
actually.
guys, yeah.
Damn, brother.
I don't. I've never watched a single episode.
outrageous.
My mum loves it though.
Oh well, that's fucking
that makes us feel
fantastic.
better.
Great. Woohoo!
It's all based in a coffee shop.
Fucking hell.
Yeah, there we go. You all self-employed.
Yes.
What's your drive behind that? So it's a lot easier for some people just to get a job, just to be employed, turn up to 9 to 5. What powers you behind that? Because you obviously have moments, you have your ups, you have your downs.
I haven't had a job for 9 years. I was an accountant straight out of university.
Accountant?
Yeah. I got 2 degrees in sustainability as well.
All right, fucking hell. It's not dick measuring competition.
2 degrees. And then I never went into those. Well, I didn't go and get a career in those fields. I just wanted. I was OVO Energy for a bit, and I saw how like exciting startups were. This was the early days of OVO Energy when it was like sub 100 people, and it was crazy in that place. And then I was an accountant for a bit, and I saw what's possible. And I thought, well, why not just do it myself? 'Cause I saw these. I spoke to a lot of business owners because of the accountancy. So I was like, well, I can do this myself. So I just went off and did it, and I did all right to start with, and it's fine. But I also don't want to listen to people, and now I have to listen to people.
And now he has to work with people.
Yeah, now I have to work. I've worked on my own for 8 years.
Yeah, now he's trying to be a team player.
Yeah, it's hard.
Yeah, it's hard. It's hard. Like, it's not for everyone. Like, loads of people have asked me, especially on my journey because I only quit my job like 6 months ago. Loads of people have gone, oh well, can I do the same? I went, listen, it's not for everybody. No. Self-employment, like, it's fucking hard. There's times where you're looking at the numbers and you're going, if I don't get some work soon, I'm not gonna be able to keep going. I'm gonna have to get a job.
Especially when you spend thousands on a pop-up.
Yeah, thousands on a pop-up is a terrible way to try and save money. But yeah, it's a case of you've got to want it, and the reward is really great when it goes well. Yeah. But you've got to be ready for those harder times where things aren't going your way, because it's a pendulum. It's constantly up and down, and that's how you get further in life.
Well, I think it's a little bit. Entrepreneurs are poker players. They're not chess players. When you play chess, if you win a game, you win one thing. Whereas with poker, depending on how much you go in, it's sort of the greater the risk, the greater the reward, right? So I think as entrepreneurs, you tend to be a little bit more risk focused, and it kind of that sustains you. It gives you a little bit of a buzz. So I think it does take a certain sort to want to go all in, because it is a risk. But then, as Charlie says, the rewards are much greater.
But you can do all right just having a salary.
Yeah.
But then there's also the whole, once you quit one job to start a business, you then take on 7 jobs, because there's the guy in charge.
That's
our
CEO.
You do all the jobs,
everything.
So actually, you end up busier.
Yeah, you're just like, fucking hell, I miss account managers so much.
I spoke to someone once, and they were that's the story. And I started a business. I spoke to someone once, and they said they wanted to leave their job to become an entrepreneur because the earnings were uncapped. And I was like, yeah, but they're also
the losses are always
the losses.
You can also lose a lot of money. And he's like, oh yeah, of course, because he earned a good salary, but he wanted to earn more. And I was like, if you start a business, it's only a few people that actually make that top money.
But I think it's also passion. Like, we do it because we want to do it. Like, we love doing it. It's not always. I mean, the rewards, you want to make money because it gives you options and it means you can do more. But also, we do it because we love it. Like with Flat White, we're doing it at the minute because we love it.
I mean, we're doing it in our own personal time, really, as well, because we've all got first businesses as well. Like we said, we're all self-employed. So, if you're working on Flat White, you're not getting paid. That's basically, well, actually, to be fair, you're paying to work, which is
you're delaying that payment. It's
exactly,
it's a contingent bonus. If it goes really well and we sell it, for example, in the future, it's a lot of money, but we're not realizing that for a long time.
Exactly, yeah. So again, it's invested in yourself and going, right, I feel like there's energy here, and I always believe in, if you feel like energy's going one way, you need to draw yourself to that. And you've just got to try and make it work. It's a really hard balance.
I mean, as creative entrepreneurs, because there's different kinds, I guess, different industries. But as creatives, we see a thing in our heads, and then you want to bring that to life. And there's nothing better than first visualizing it sitting on the toilet like Rory's, Flat White.
I hope that's how he.
We'll ask him. But you see it in your head as this kernel of an idea, and then you build on it, and then suddenly you're standing inside a pop-up at Outernet with thousands of people queuing up for a coffee. There you go. Yeah. That's the satisfaction. That's why.
But as 3 creatives, it's very difficult because we do have to remember there's a financial part of this, and there's a bottom line.
Is there?
I don't know. Ask for cheer. But we're all like, we've got our big aims, and we're all creatives, and we all got these things we want to do with it. But you got to remember, we just got to make money at the end of the day.
That's me and Tom. I'm sort of I dream massive, and then Tom's like, actually, financially, we can't do this. We can't book the studio because of this, that.
And it's good, because if it was 2 of you, it wouldn't work. If it was 2 of you, it wouldn't work.
Oh, yeah, I'd be gone already.
Yeah, but as the patron saint of Flat Whites and perverse ideas, Rory says, you've got to go all in, because the more all in
patron saint now.
No, because he
we're leveling him up. He did bless us. Unofficial.
The patron saint of perversity. He you go all in, and people see the passion and they recognise it, which is why going all in on Flat White, people are like, well, let's believe in these guys, because actually they believe in it. So if you guys go all in on it,
and I think there's real power. There's real power in as like, we're so diverse in the way that we work, and we've got such different opinions. We butt heads loads, like probably every other day, you would say.
No.
Come on. Oh, I love you really, but anyway, like there's times where we absolutely like bang heads and we're like, no, this is right and this right, and it's always about creativity as well. And then there's other times where we're like, oh yeah, I totally pick up what you're putting down. Like, let's go for
It's so
that.
weird when that happens like once a month.
Yeah,
Where
yeah.
you're putting it in. I was like, that's a good idea. Well done.
Yeah, boom.
And we all agree.
Oh, I know why I went into business with you now. Perfect.
Well, it's been great to talk to you guys. Unfortunately, we have to wrap up. We could go on for hours.
Oh, we'll just keep going.
Thanks-
Fuck them. This is our studio now.
It's costing them per minute.
Ah.
Just to sort of summarise, if you could leave one bit of advice for a young entrepreneur listening, what would it be?
Come on, Will.
What was it? Just fucking do it.
Do things and film them, and then post them. Just do stuff, but also film it because then people know you're doing it, and then things could go viral and take you to the next level. But do things.
And where can people find you online?
Flatwhite or fckoff.com. That's the same for socials as well. TikTok and Instagram. And yeah, please buy some merch. That would be great. These hats are
That's your one
sick.
bit of advice.
That's my one bit of advice. Buy merch. Buy the hats.
Buy the merch.
Buy the
Instant
beanies.
success.
Buy the cups. Buy the milk pitchers.
Buy anything.
Yeah,
Buy like 5 t-shirts. Your nan will love it. Just
Yeah, we've
go
got
and
massive
buy
ones
the
back.
merch.
Yeah.
That's all I can
Don't buy
say.
5, buy 6.
Guys, thank you for joining us. It was great.
Thanks for
Thank
having
you.
us.